Few actors leave a mark as indelible as Thomas Kent T.K. Carter. Known for his vibrant energy, infectious humor, and transformative acting, Carter carved a career that spanned nearly 5 decades, bridging the worlds of film, television, and voice performance. To casual viewers, he was the roller skating cook in The Thing, 1982, or the endearingly quirky teacher in Punky Brewster. To industry insiders, he was a consummate professional whose presence could elevate any set. By the time of his passing in January 2026, T.K. Carter's estimated net worth stands at around $5 million, a figure modest compared to Hollywood megastars, but reflective of a life spent steadily honing his craft, securing residuals from syndicated shows, and building a career defined not by headline fame, but by enduring respect. Yet, numbers alone can never capture his impact. Carter's real wealth was the characters he brought to life, the laughter he provoked, and the generations of viewers who remember him vividly decades later. Early life. Thomas Kent Carter was born on December 18, 1956, in New York City, though his formative years were largely spent in the sunny suburbs of Southern California. While precise details about his parents remain private, it's clear that his family nurtured his early creativity, allowing a young Carter to explore performance in theater and community events. He grew up with siblings, though the public record does not specify their number or names. What is known is that from a young age, Carter was drawn to the spotlight. By age 12, he was performing stand-up comedy in local Los Angeles venues, remarkable for someone so young. Places like the Comedy Store and the Improvisation Cafe became his training ground, where he learned timing, audience reading, and the art of improvisation. His peers noted even then a rare combination, the ability to provoke laughter while maintaining a grounded, relatable presence. Carter's educational path focused less on traditional academics and more on performance. High school theater offered him his first taste of structured acting, with roles in productions like Neil Simon's The Odd Couple, where his comedic instinct shone. While he did not pursue a conventional 4-year college trajectory, these early years provided the foundation for what would become a career defined by adaptability, humor, and a commitment to craft. Personal life. T.K. Carter's personal life was a study in discretion, even as his public persona radiated warmth and humor. He was married to Janet Carter, a partner who shared his life away from cameras and red carpets. Together, they raised one son, Thomas Kent Carter Jr., whose adulthood has been marked by tributes celebrating his father's mentorship and creative legacy. Religion was not a frequent subject of Carter's public discussions, though those who worked closely with him described him as reflective and grounded, someone who approached life with thoughtfulness and a sense of humor. Beyond family, Carter contributed quietly to his industry through mentorship, guiding young performers, providing informal coaching, and offering insights into character development and scene work. These contributions, while often uncredited, extended his influence far beyond his on-screen appearances. Unlike many Hollywood figures, Carter maintained a private lifestyle, rarely indulging in public displays of wealth. While there are no verified reports of a luxurious house tour or extravagant car collection, colleagues noted that he preferred stability and simplicity, valuing comfort and personal connection over flashy possessions. Even so, his home was said to reflect his personality, vibrant, inviting, and filled with memorabilia from decades of creative work, scripts, posters, and photographs of key collaborators. One could imagine a space where past and present converged, echoing the rich tapestry of his career. Professional career, early screen work, and breakthrough. Carter's career took off in the mid-1970s, beginning with guest roles on television staples such as Policewoman, Good Times, The Waltons, and The Jeffersons. These appearances demonstrated his versatility, moving seamlessly between comedy and drama, and building a reputation for reliability and charisma. His first feature film role came in 1978 with Corvette Summer, marking the start of his long journey in Hollywood. Yet it was 1982's The Thing that secured his place in cinematic history. As Knowles, the roller skating cook at an Antarctic research station, Carter brought both comic relief and emotional depth to a film that balanced horror and human tension. His performance remains iconic, cited in countless retrospectives as a standout example of character acting. Diverse film roles. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Carter appeared in a remarkable variety of films. Southern Comfort 1981, a tense action drama where his supporting role showcased his dramatic chops. Dr. Detroit 1983, a comedic performance emphasizing his impeccable timing. Runaway Train 1985, further evidence of his ability to adapt to intense, dramatic narratives. Ski Patrol 1990, embracing physical comedy and situational humor. Space Jam 1996, lending his voice to one of the memorable Monstar characters in this animated/live-action hybrid. Each role, whether comedic or dramatic, reinforced Carter's reputation as a performer who could inhabit any world convincingly. Television legacy. Carter's television career was equally significant. He is perhaps best remembered as Michael Mike Fulton, the compassionate and sometimes quirky teacher on NBC's Punky Brewster. This role introduced him to a generation of younger viewers and cemented his ability to engage audiences across age groups. Other television credits included Just Our Luck, lead role. Good Morning, Miss Bliss. The Sinbad Show. The Steve Harvey Show. And appearances on Family Matters, A Different World, Moesha, NYPD Blue, and How to Get Away with Murder. Notably, his 2000 performance in HBO's The Corner as Gary McCullough earned critical acclaim, highlighting his ability to transition from comedy to raw, dramatic storytelling. This performance revealed a depth that had quietly underpinned much of his earlier work, earning him recognition as an actor of remarkable range. Carter continued working into the 2020s, appearing in series like Dave and the Company You Keep, 2023. Across nearly 5 decades, he maintained relevance, adaptability, and a dedication to authenticity that many of his peers admired. House tour and car collection. Although TK, Carter avoided public scrutiny of his private life, industry insiders and friends have painted a picture of his personal environment. His home in Duarte, California, was reportedly modest, yet vibrant, filled with mementos of his life in entertainment. Framed posters from The Thing, photos from television sets, and shelves of scripts hinted at a life dedicated to craft. Carter's tastes in automobiles were understated. Rather than flashy sports cars, he preferred reliable vehicles, reflective of someone who valued practicality and daily comfort. Friends recall road trips and drives that were as much about conversation and camaraderie as transportation, embodying his preference for meaningful experiences over ostentation. College career. Details regarding Carter's college education are scarce. While some sources speculate that he attended Citrus Junior College, there is no verified record of him participating in organized collegiate athletics or completing a formal degree. His formative years were dominated by early comedy and theater, which functioned as his primary training. By his teens, Carter had already begun carving a professional path, performing stand-up and securing television roles, essentially treating life itself as his university of acting. This trajectory underscores a key lesson in Carter's life. Formal academic accolades were secondary to raw talent, perseverance, and a willingness to seize opportunity at any age. Cause of death. TK, Carter passed away on January 9, 2026, at the age of 69, at his home in Duarte, California. Official statements indicated that his death was the result of a natural medical emergency, with no foul play suspected. Details were kept intentionally private, reflecting Carter's lifelong preference for discretion regarding personal matters. The response from fans, colleagues, and the media celebrated not only his performances, but his quiet mentorship, generosity, and integrity. Tributes highlighted a career that balanced humor with humanity, showing that Carter's real legacy was his impact on both screen and community. TK, Carter's career exemplifies the art of a character actor, someone whose presence can elevate every project without overshadowing others. He was a master of nuance. A laugh, a pause, a glance could transform a scene. His roles in The Thing, Punky Brewster, and countless other projects reveal not only his versatility, but his ability to make audiences feel deeply connected to his characters. Beyond the screen, Carter's mentorship, humility, and approachability left an indelible mark on colleagues. Younger performers often credited him with teaching them subtle lessons about timing, authenticity, and presence. In a Hollywood landscape dominated by spectacle, Carter's enduring influence lay in subtlety, craft, and heart. In reflecting on T.K. Carter's life, one sees a figure defined by commitment, empathy, and resilience. His work continues to resonate, reminding audiences and performers alike that the most enduring legacies are built not on fame alone, but on authenticity, humor, and the courage to inhabit life fully, on stage, on screen, and beyond. Carter leaves behind a life of rich storytelling, a catalog of performances that endure across generations, and the quiet reassurance that true artistry is recognized not just in accolades, but in the hearts of those who experience it.